Have you ever heard the saying, "In old age, one should not go visiting around"? Perhaps this phrase sounds familiar, or maybe you've come across it in various conversations about aging. But have you ever really stopped to consider what it truly means and why it is said? On the surface, this expression seems like a straightforward piece of advice, offering a cautionary note to seniors. But as with many proverbs and old sayings, there's more to it than meets the eye. In this video, we will delve deeper into the origins of this saying, the reasons behind it, and why it's essential to rethink this perspective. Whether you're aging yourself, have loved ones who are, or simply want to understand how to better support older generations, this discussion is crucial. We'll explore how health, emotional well-being, and societal factors impact senior mobility, and why it's so important to foster an environment that encourages staying connected and active at any age. Stick with us until the end, as we challenge the assumptions embedded in this saying and uncover why engaging with life, remaining mobile, and staying socially active is vital for people in their later years. The origins of the saying. To fully understand the meaning behind the saying, "In old age, one should not go visiting around," we must first examine its origins. This phrase is deeply rooted in cultural beliefs, traditions, and historical practices. Like many age-old sayings, it reflects a certain mindset and worldview that was prevalent in the past. Its meaning, however, has evolved and in many cases lost its original context. The elderly have always been seen as the keepers of wisdom, with their life experiences offering invaluable guidance to younger generations. However, along with this reverence, there often exists a protective attitude towards seniors, especially when it comes to physical and emotional well-being. Many traditional proverbs emerged as advice meant to safeguard the elderly from potential harm or discomfort. The saying we are discussing could very well have been born from this protective instinct. In historical times, travel was not as easy or convenient as it is today. The challenges of moving from one place to another were far greater, particularly for older adults. In an era without modern transportation, accommodations, or even the basic comforts we take for granted today, the physical demands of travel were enormous. The journey itself could be a dangerous endeavor, fraught with potential health risks, physical strain, and even exposure to illness. Traveling was an exhausting process that often took several days or weeks, leaving elderly individuals vulnerable to fatigue and the elements. Thus, one possible explanation for this saying is that it originated as a practical piece of advice meant to spare seniors from these risks. Travel, especially in old age, could have been seen as unnecessary or even reckless. In a time when medical knowledge was rudimentary and healthcare was often inaccessible, the risks of traveling could have been life-threatening for seniors. The phrase might have been intended to keep older adults within their homes, where they were more likely to remain safe and comfortable. Additionally, we must consider that in many cultures, older people were expected to remain within the domestic sphere, living quietly and taking on a more passive role in society. This expectation could have played into the idea that seniors should not venture out frequently or engage in strenuous activities like visiting others. After all, family care was often the norm, with relatives tending to their elders' needs at home. The health concerns behind the saying. As we delve deeper into the reasons why the notion that older adults should refrain from traveling or visiting others has endured over time, it becomes clear that health concerns play a central role in this belief. Aging naturally brings about a variety of physical and mental changes, many of which can make travel and social visits more challenging and in some cases even risky. While these concerns are valid, it's important to understand how they shape societal views and ultimately the behaviors and choices of older adults. Reduced mobility and physical limitations. One of the most significant challenges that seniors face is reduced mobility. As we grow older, our bodies undergo various changes that can limit our ability to move freely and comfortably. Common age-related conditions such as arthritis, osteoporosis, and general muscle weakness can severely impair physical movement, making even simple activities like walking, climbing stairs, or navigating uneven terrain difficult. These physical limitations not only affect an individual's ability to perform everyday tasks but also reduce their independence. For seniors, what might seem like an ordinary visit to a family member's home can pose significant physical challenges. Imagine having to climb stairs or walk long distances just to enter a loved one's house, a task that can be exhausting and painful. Simple tasks like these can become overwhelming if the house is not designed with accessibility in mind. Inadequate seating, narrow hallways, or stairs without handrails make daily life more difficult for many seniors. A visit that might take only a few minutes for younger individuals can feel like an insurmountable obstacle for older adults. These physical hurdles make the idea of travel or visiting others less appealing, as the associated challenges often overshadow the potential social benefits. Weakened immune system. Another health concern that can make travel and social visits more daunting for seniors is the natural decline of the immune system with age. As we grow older, the immune system becomes less efficient at warding off infections and diseases. This makes older individuals more vulnerable to a variety of illnesses, particularly in environments where they are exposed to new germs or viruses. For seniors, the idea of traveling to crowded places such as airports, social gatherings, or even family reunions can feel risky, as the chances of coming into contact with harmful bacteria or viruses increase. In particular, during the colder months, seasonal flu and other respiratory illnesses become more prevalent, and seniors face a higher risk of complications. The flu, for example, can lead to more severe symptoms in older adults, such as pneumonia, and may take a much longer time to recover from than it would for younger individuals. Similarly, exposure to other contagious diseases in public spaces such as colds, stomach bugs, or even COVID-19 can lead to significant health risks. From a health perspective, the thought of putting oneself at risk of contracting an illness, especially in unfamiliar environments, can make the idea of traveling or visiting others seem unwise. This fear can contribute to the reluctance of seniors to leave their homes, as they feel safer and more comfortable in environments where they are familiar with the cleanliness and hygiene practices. The risk of falls and injuries. One of the most concerning health risks for older adults is the increased likelihood of falls and injuries. With age, physical changes in the body, such as reduced muscle mass, decreased bone density, and changes in vision, make it more difficult to maintain balance and coordination. This makes seniors more prone to accidents, and the risks are particularly elevated in unfamiliar environments. In a new or unfamiliar location, the likelihood of falls is compounded by the unfamiliarity of the surroundings. Seniors might be navigating hallways with poor lighting, uneven floors, or unfamiliar furniture arrangements. A trip on a loose carpet, a bump into a table, or an uneven sidewalk can lead to serious injuries. A fall, even one that seems minor at first, can result in fractures or other significant injuries that may take longer to heal in older adults. These types of accidents can have lasting consequences, leading to physical disability, emotional distress, or even a decline in overall health. The fear of falling is a legitimate concern for many seniors, and it can deter them from venturing out or engaging in social activities. A fall in an unfamiliar location, away from the comfort of home, can be particularly distressing. In addition to the immediate physical consequences, seniors may also feel embarrassed or vulnerable, especially if they are unable to get immediate help. This fear of injury often leads seniors to avoid travel or social visits, opting to stay at home where they feel more secure. Travel-related health issues. Beyond the challenges posed by mobility and the risk of falls, the act of traveling itself can present additional health risks for seniors. Extended periods of sitting during car rides, flights, or train journeys can cause discomfort and even lead to serious health complications. For example, prolonged sitting can increase the risk of developing deep vein thrombosis, DVT, a condition where blood clots form in the deep veins of the legs. This condition is especially dangerous because if a clot travels to the lungs, it can cause a life-threatening pulmonary embolism. While DVT is not exclusive to seniors, the risk increases with age, particularly for those who may already have underlying health conditions like poor circulation or heart disease. In addition to DVT, the physical stress of traveling can exacerbate existing health issues such as joint pain, back problems, or chronic fatigue. Long flights or car trips can be particularly taxing for seniors who may have difficulty maintaining a comfortable position for extended periods. The physical demands of travel can also trigger flare-ups of conditions like arthritis or other chronic ailments, making the experience of travel far less enjoyable. Moreover, seniors are more likely to have pre-existing health conditions that require ongoing management, such as diabetes, high blood pressure, or heart disease. Traveling can sometimes complicate the management of these conditions, especially when access to medical care or medications may be limited in remote locations or unfamiliar places. In addition, some seniors may have difficulty navigating travel logistics, such as managing medications, maintaining hydration, or adhering to dietary restrictions while on the road. Emotional and psychological factors. While physical health concerns are undoubtedly a significant consideration, emotional and psychological factors also play a vital role in seniors' reluctance to travel or visit others. As people age, they often experience a range of emotional challenges that can affect their outlook on life and their desire to engage with the world around them. Feelings of loneliness, anxiety, or depression can make the prospect of leaving the home daunting. For some seniors, the idea of traveling or visiting others may invoke a sense of uncertainty, particularly if they feel disconnected from friends or family. The emotional toll of aging can also make the idea of traveling or socializing feel less appealing. As people age, they may experience a sense of loss, either through the death of loved ones, the decline of personal abilities, or the changing dynamics of their social circles. These feelings of isolation or grief can diminish the motivation to engage in travel or social activities. The lack of companionship or fear of becoming a burden to others can further exacerbate these feelings, leading to a tendency to remain at home and avoid social interactions. For seniors with limited social support networks, the idea of venturing out can feel overwhelming. The sense of security that comes from being at home, surrounded by familiar objects and routines, is often comforting. Traveling or visiting others can be seen as disruptive or exhausting, particularly when dealing with emotional issues or the stress of navigating new environments. These psychological barriers are as significant as physical limitations and can make it more difficult for seniors to pursue the social connections that are so crucial for their well-being. The fear of being a burden. One of the most powerful psychological barriers that many older adults face is the fear of being a burden on their families or friends. The idea of needing special accommodations, extra help, or assistance while traveling can trigger feelings of guilt or hesitation. Many seniors feel they are imposing on others by requesting assistance, even if they are physically capable of traveling. This sense of responsibility to avoid inconvenience can prevent them from seeking help or even embarking on visits, despite their desire to connect with loved ones. The comfort of familiarity. As people age, they tend to gravitate toward familiar routines and environments. The comfort of home, with its predictable rhythms, is soothing for many seniors. The unfamiliarity of a new place, whether it's a relative's house, a hotel room, or a social gathering, can evoke feelings of anxiety or stress. Older adults, like anyone, thrive in environments where they feel secure and in control. When faced with new settings, they may experience heightened feelings of unease. This discomfort can make them reluctant to travel or visit others, even when they know it might be an enriching experience. There's also the issue of loneliness. As people age, they may experience a reduction in their social circles. Friends and family members may move away, pass on, or become less available due to their own commitments. Seniors may find themselves increasingly isolated, which can lead to feelings of loneliness and depression. In this state, the thought of traveling or visiting new places might seem like an additional source of emotional strain. Without the familiar faces of loved ones around them, seniors can feel disconnected, further deepening their sense of isolation. Rethinking the perspective. The importance of staying connected. While the health concerns and emotional factors we've discussed are significant, it's important to recognize that the saying, "In old age, one should not go visiting around," may no longer hold the same relevance it once did. Today, with modern advancements in healthcare, improved transportation, and better access to resources, many of the risks associated with travel can be mitigated. The benefits of staying connected, both physically and emotionally, far outweigh the risks of staying confined. Research has shown that seniors who remain socially active and engaged experience better overall health, improved mental well-being, and even a longer lifespan. Staying connected with family and friends can provide emotional support, reduce feelings of loneliness, and contribute to a sense of purpose. Additionally, staying active, even through travel or visits, helps maintain physical health, strengthens the immune system, and enhances cognitive function. The perception of aging and its influence on social mobility. As society continues to evolve, it's impossible to ignore the influence of deeply ingrained cultural norms and stereotypes, especially those surrounding aging. One such stereotype that remains pervasive is the image of the elderly as fragile, frail, and dependent individuals. This view, often perpetuated through subtle societal cues and sometimes more overt expressions, dictates the expectations for older adults' capabilities, particularly when it comes to mobility and social engagement. A commonly held belief suggests that as people grow older, they should naturally gravitate toward quieter, more sedentary lives. This societal expectation fosters the idea that older individuals should limit themselves to their immediate home environment, avoiding the challenges and risks of traveling or social visits. This notion, though well-meaning in its intent to protect, severely underestimates the autonomy and vitality that many seniors possess, potentially hindering their ability to live fully and independently. The roots of ageism. At the heart of this mentality lies ageism, discrimination based on age, often leading to the marginalization of older adults. Ageism manifests in both subtle and overt ways, such as excluding seniors from conversations about exciting opportunities, or assuming they cannot handle physically demanding activities like travel. These prejudices stem from an ingrained cultural narrative that older individuals are best served by staying home and avoiding the hustle and bustle of the outside world. In many cases, well-meaning family members or friends inadvertently perpetuate this stereotype, encouraging seniors to stay home for their safety and comfort, thus unknowingly limiting their freedom and agency. This type of thinking, though often born from concern and a desire to protect the elderly, has far-reaching consequences. By framing older adults as incapable of handling the demands of travel or social engagement, we deny them opportunities to experience the enriching benefits of exploration and connection. Over time, such assumptions foster feelings of helplessness, isolation, and a diminished sense of purpose, ultimately reinforcing the idea that aging individuals are best left in the comfort of their homes, sheltered from the world's complexities. Accessibility challenges. A society that isn't designed for seniors. Further complicating the issue is the physical environment in which many seniors live. While society may advise older adults to stay home for their safety and comfort, the reality is that home environments, public spaces, and even travel infrastructure often fail to accommodate their unique needs. The lack of accessible infrastructure, such as ramps, elevators, and wide doorways, makes it increasingly difficult for seniors to navigate spaces independently. Whether it's a local grocery store, a bus station, or even public parks, many public spaces are simply not designed with the elderly in mind. This lack of accessibility creates an emotional barrier as well, making seniors feel unwelcome or unsafe in their communities. As they struggle to move through spaces that aren't built to support them, they become more likely to withdraw from public life, reinforcing the belief that they should stay home to avoid frustration or embarrassment. These built-in societal failures only serve to reinforce the outdated narrative that seniors are better off remaining in familiar surroundings where they are less likely to face these challenges. Moreover, this absence of thoughtful design in our cities and neighborhoods highlights a failure to account for the diversity of senior experiences. Not all older adults are frail or incapacitated. Many are vibrant, active, and eager to participate in the world. However, their ability to do so is often hindered by a lack of infrastructure that supports their mobility. Whether it's public transit systems that don't cater to those with mobility aids or shopping centers that lack benches or appropriate seating for resting, the lack of accessible design sends a subtle message to older adults. You don't belong here. Underestimating the capabilities of older adults. Beyond the physical and environmental obstacles, there's another critical issue that plays a significant role in limiting the mobility of older adults: the societal tendency to underestimate their capabilities. Seniors are often viewed as a homogeneous group with similar limitations, but the truth is far more nuanced. Older adults, just like their younger counterparts, possess a wide range of abilities, interests, and desires. Yet society frequently overlooks these individual differences, often assuming that older people are incapable of handling the challenges of travel or social engagement. This underestimation of seniors' capabilities can be damaging in two key ways. First, it reinforces a narrative of dependency and helplessness that can discourage older adults from attempting new things or pursuing their passions. When family members, caregivers, or even society as a whole perceive seniors as fragile or incapable, they often step in to protect them, limiting their opportunities to engage in activities like traveling, exploring, or socializing. These well-meaning gestures can inadvertently rob seniors of their autonomy and contribute to a sense of frustration and disempowerment. Second, this pattern of overprotection perpetuates a cycle of disengagement. Seniors who are consistently told what they can or cannot do may begin to internalize these messages, resulting in a diminished sense of self-worth and a reduced desire to participate in life beyond their immediate surroundings. Instead of being seen as active, capable individuals, they are often treated as though they are in need of constant supervision or assistance. This dynamic can erode their confidence, leading them to withdraw from social situations or refrain from undertaking activities that they are fully capable of enjoying. Ultimately, the failure to acknowledge the diverse capabilities of older adults results in a society that limits their freedom and independence, stifling their ability to pursue meaningful experiences and connections. This mindset, steeped in outdated notions of aging, overlooks the fact that many seniors are capable of traveling, learning new skills, and engaging in fulfilling social interactions. We must begin to challenge these assumptions and encourage older adults to embrace their full potential, just as we would for people of any other age group. The importance of social connections for seniors. Now let's turn our attention to why these limitations and assumptions are so problematic, especially for the mental and emotional well-being of older adults. Human beings are inherently social creatures, and our connections with others form the foundation of a fulfilling life. This is just as true for older adults as it is for any age group. Social relationships, whether with family, friends, or the broader community, are a vital component of happiness and mental health, particularly in later years. Maintaining social connections has been shown to have numerous benefits, including improved emotional well-being, reduced stress, and even better physical health outcomes. For seniors, visiting friends and family, or simply traveling to new places can provide a much-needed sense of belonging and community. These experiences foster a sense of purpose and can help combat feelings of loneliness and isolation, which are all too common in the elderly population. Cognitive benefits of travel. In addition to emotional health, social engagement through travel or visits also provides cognitive benefits. When seniors engage in new experiences, whether they are traveling to new destinations, exploring different cultures, or simply trying new activities, they stimulate their brains, keeping their minds sharp and alert. Research has shown that cognitive flexibility, memory retention, and mental agility can all be improved through the mental stimulation that comes from exploration and engagement. Travel offers an excellent mental workout by encouraging seniors to adapt to unfamiliar environments, solve problems, and process new information. These activities help prevent cognitive decline and may even delay the onset of conditions like dementia or Alzheimer's disease. Just as physical exercise helps keep the body fit, mental exercise is crucial for maintaining brain health, and travel provides an enriching opportunity for this. Physical health benefits of staying active. But it's not just the mind that benefits from travel and social engagement. Staying active is just as crucial for maintaining physical health, especially in later years. Seniors who engage in physical activities, whether through travel, walking, or hiking, are more likely to maintain healthy circulation, improve muscle strength, and better cardiovascular health. Regular physical activity also reduces the risk of chronic conditions like heart disease, diabetes, and arthritis. For many seniors, the goal is not to perform strenuous activities, but to engage in manageable, enjoyable exercises that promote well-being. Simple walks through a park, light hiking in the countryside, or even taking the time to explore new cities can have profound effects on their overall health. These activities help seniors retain independence and vitality, ensuring they can continue to live active, fulfilling lives. Challenging the narrative. Real-life examples of senior travelers. It's important to recognize that these benefits are not limited to an abstract idea or a few exceptional individuals. Many seniors around the world continue to travel, explore, and live active lives well into their later years. There are countless stories of seniors who defy expectations. Whether it's an 85-year-old woman who has visited every continent, or a 70-year-old man who took up hiking in his 60s and now tackles some of the most challenging trails. These stories serve as a reminder that age does not dictate one's capacity for adventure, learning, or social engagement. The ability to experience the world, form connections, and pursue personal growth is not limited to the young, and the opportunities for discovery remain available at any stage of life. Age, in this sense, should be viewed as just another number, one that doesn't have to limit a person's ability to enjoy life to the fullest. Conclusion: changing the way we view aging. In closing, the narrative that seniors should refrain from traveling or visiting others because of their age is deeply rooted in outdated societal perceptions and misconceptions about aging. As we've explored throughout this discussion, many of the reasons behind this belief, whether related to health concerns, societal views, or environmental challenges, are based on misunderstandings of older adults' capabilities and needs. Rather than viewing aging as a time for retreat and limitation, we must recognize it as a stage of life that can still be filled with exploration, connection, and growth. By challenging these myths and embracing the potential for senior mobility, we can create a society that supports older adults in living active, fulfilling lives. This shift in perspective is essential for both seniors and the broader community, ensuring that everyone, regardless of age, has the opportunity to fully participate in the joys of travel, social engagement, and lifelong learning.